welcome you all for the first lecture. So our subject name is engineering physics. So the first unit it is meant for this crystallography. So we are going to study about the crystals. So in the bridge course itself, we have studied what is meant by a crystal. So all of you know what is meant by crystallography. So it is a study of the properties and the structure of crystals. So that is called as crystallography. So as you know, this matter can be just take the hints, take the notes. I'll share the notes also, but anyway you have to take some points while I am lecturing. Okay. So as you know, first the matter can be classified into three. There is solid, liquid, and gas, and one more is there, plasma. That is the fourth state of matter. Normally we discuss these three. So this solid can be again classified into two based on the arrangement of atoms in that material. So it is defined as the crystalline material as well as the non-crystalline material, or you can say it as the crystal and the amorphous material. So here you can see the different properties of crystalline as well as non-crystalline material. So here, as you know, crystals, it consists of the atoms which is arranged in a periodic fashion or in a regular fashion. It is just opposite in the case of amorphous material. Picture, here you have a crystalline form of silica dioxide. So here you see the same repetition of the same entity in all the. So it has a similar environment wherever you go, wherever you can see, it has a similar environment, and the only one thing, so it is said to be the unit cell. So just like arranging the boxes on structure, the repetition of that particular structure gives the entire crystalline structure. So here, let us see some other properties also. So it provides a repetitive 3D pattern. So as I said, it has a unit cell, that is the fundamental unit of that particular crystal material, and it will be repeated, goes on repeating, and you will get a complete 3D structure. So these crystalline materials are formed by metals, ceramics, and also even polymers also. Some kind of polymers have this crystalline property with the same set of pattern and the repetition. Not all the polymers, some polymers are there. And it depends its property depends upon the crystal structure. So based on the structure, the density of the material will be, and the ductility. Ductility means making into a thread. Okay, so I think you have heard about ductile and malleable. Ductility means making into wire. Malleable means just making the sheets. So here, this ductility, density, not only this one, more number of properties, electric properties, magnetic properties, everything depends on this crystal structure. So this crystal structure is very important. So the example for crystalline material are silica dioxide. It is nothing but the quartz, and the common salt, sodium chloride. Okay, so these things you already know, and you can have more number of crystalline material. Even just silica is prepared in the form of crystal, and what else we can say? diamond, lot of materials, copper oxide, oxides of metals, then chalcogens like sulfides of metals. So plenty of materials are there for this crystalline material. So non-crystalline material just have the opposite property of this, not the property, just opposite definition. So it has a random arrangement of atom throughout the material, and it possesses complex atomic or molecular structure. So it has a complex structure. You couldn't find the same environment everywhere. It will be here and there randomly. And this also called as, this non-crystalline material also called as amorphous or supercooled liquids. So here, they are rapidly cooling through freezing temperature. So heating to a particular temperature, and you are cooling it rapidly, sudden cooling. So which make it to act as a non-crystalline solid. That means it behaves as a non-crystalline material. So the non-crystalline material or the amorphous material, you can say it as this example, the silicon, glasses, plastic, rubber, etc. So these are the basics of these two different materials, crystalline and non-crystalline materials. So we are going to study in detail about this crystalline material. Okay, so as I said, crystallography, what is the crystallography? So it is a branch of physics which deals with the structure, properties, and external and internal symmetries in crystal. These are known as crystal physics or crystallography. So completely dealt with the structure, properties, which structure it possesses, and what is the property it occurred, and what about the symmetry of the crystal. Now, let us see some fundamentals of crystallographic terms. So just to look at this: lattice, base lattice, lattice points, lattice line, lattice plane, etc. I will explain one by one. So just okay. So lattice. Okay. So lattice means the imaginary point. Just take on the notes. The imaginary points to represent the position of the atoms in the crystal. Okay, so very simple definition. So these are the imaginary points to represent the position of the atoms in the crystal. So crystal consists of millions and millions of atoms there. So we need an imaginary concept to represent the position of atoms. Just we want to know how the unit cell of that particular crystal structure will be. Okay, so we just you have to give some imaginary points like this. If it is a cubical material, so then it will be like this. Okay, then you can connect this. But actual form is, I will tell you how it will be. Actual form of atom, how the cubical crystal will be. So the atoms are held together like this. Bottom 4 and at the top the three-dimensional form. Okay, so this is how it will be appeared to be. But now to represent that, we are using a imaginary point like this. Okay, so this represents the position of the atom. So the imaginary points to represent the position of atom in the crystal is called lattice. Okay, and now lattice line. What is in the lattice line? So if you have a lot of lattice points like this, so you can draw a line over that. So the line of lattice point is called as a line of lattice point is called lattice line. Okay, so first, if you want to say what is the lattice point means the particular point which represent only okay, so the lattice point, only one point which represent the atom, position of the atom, and that is called as lattice point, and that is said to be zero dimension. So first I have to mention this. So this is the order. Actually, it comes at first lattice point. So it is zero dimension. So for lattice point, the point, that means the imaginary point which represents the atom. So the position of atom. So here you see this is only one point, so it is a zero dimension, and here lattice line. Line means it is one dimension, whether it is in the x direction or in the y direction. If it is a three-dimensional one, then you have a z direction also. So it may be in any of these three. Okay. So that is lattice line. Then lattice plane. Lattice plane. So lattice plane means a plane of lattice points. For example, you can consider this as a plane. Here this okay, so this is the plane. So it consists of how many points you can see. So this is a two-dimensional one. Both x and y are involved here. So this is two-dimensional plane of lattice point. And last one is base lattice. This is meant for the three-dimensional one. So the three-dimensional arrangement of lattice points. Okay, so as I have given one, two, just like the cubical lattice, you can mention like this. Okay, so this is a space lattice. So this is how you have to explain about this lattice. So here you see, these are the terms. Okay. So lattice, what is this? It's an imaginary concept. So it defines the array of points which represent the position of atom. So okay, whatever I have said, that is mentioned here. And then base. What is in the basis? So basis means okay. So let me explain about this basis. So we have some imaginary points. Okay, like this. But this imaginary point, it won't represent only one atom. Sometimes it may represent more than one atom. So if you consider sodium chloride crystal structure in the form of 3D, when you look from the front face or the front side, so it will be like this in the two-dimensional form. So if you have the imaginary points like this, but only one point, it represents two or three atoms, one sodium and two chloride ions like that. So here one point, so it is mentioned by that is as per the crystalline structure. It may mention two atoms or even one atom, or sometimes it may be of three atoms. At least two atoms will be there, then only you will get a three-dimensional space. So here this is the lattice. Lattice means the point which represents, that is the imaginary point which represents the position of the atom, and this is base is to represent the number of atoms with respect to the lattice point. So these two combine together and you will get a crystalline structure like this. Okay, so this represents this plus this, you will get the crystal structure. So here this is the basis. So lattice plus basis gives the crystal structure. Okay, I think you got a clear picture now. So lattice means the imaginary point to represent the position of atom, and this basis means the number of atoms represented by that particular lattice point, and with together we will get this crystal structure, right? Okay, I think you got some clear idea about these basics. Now let us move on to the next one. So first, unit cell. So unit cell means it is a building block of this crystalline structure. Okay, so it is a fundamental unit of a crystal. It is a three-dimensional one, and by the repetition of this particular small unit, you will get the complete crystal structure. Okay, so here, as per this definition, it is the smallest repetitive volume which contains this complete lattice pattern of a crystal. Okay, so here you can see in this diagram the unit cell with the crystal lattice parameters. Now here, this is the whole crystal structure. This is the that is mentioned as in green color. So that is the unit cell. Okay, so the repetition of this unit cell will give the complete crystal structure. Now let us see the lattice parameters. What are the lattice parameters? You know, there are different crystal structure that I will explain the forthcoming slides. So each structure has a some parameters. You have to know that parameters, that is as per the shape of the crystalline structure, the values will change. So just like one is interfacial angle and another one is axial length. Okay, so here you can see, so here you have a different shape of material, and this is a cubical material. So here the intercept of that particular crystalline structure in different axes. Okay, so along x, y, and z direction. So based on that, it will be mentioned as A, B, and C. Okay, and also this alpha, beta, and gamma are the angle between the axes. So here you can see this is the this is x-axis, and this is y-axis, and this one is z-axis. So along x it is mentioned as A. Okay, the intercept it is mentioned as A, and y it is mentioned as B, and along Z direction this is mentioned as C. Okay, so A, B and C are the lattice constants, which is otherwise called as axial length. Okay, you can say it as axial length. So just to make note of it, lattice parameter. So lattice parameters, there are two lattice parameters. One is axial length. If you want, I will write here. One is axial length. Okay, it is mentioned as A, B, C. It is nothing but the intercepts of that particular crystalline structure in the different axes, that is along X, Y and Z axis. So here where it is cutting, here you can see this is X. So from here to here, that is why it is mentioned here A, and Y it is intercepting at this position. So this is B and this is the Z direction. So it is mentioned as C. I think you got clear picture now. Now here this alpha, beta and gamma. So alpha, beta and gamma. So here you see the angle between Y and Z, it is mentioned as alpha, and the angle between X and Z, it is mentioned as beta, and the angle between X and Y is mentioned as gamma. Okay, so just to note it down, alpha, that is the angle between Y and Z, then beta, the angle between X and Z, and gamma, the angle between X and Y. Okay, so these are the three, these two are the important things, and that is axial length, and these are the interfacial angles. Okay, so these are the two lattice parameters you have to keep in mind. Right. Now, unit cell is characterized by, so these things we will see in the forthcoming lectures. So up to this is enough for this unit cell. Okay, right. Now the crystal systems. So there are only 7 crystal systems are there. You can say here you see what are the different crystal systems. One is rhombohedral, then monoclinic, triclinic, tetragonal, cubic, orthorhombic, and one more is hexagonal. Okay, so total is 7 crystal systems are there. So you can have a mnemonics to memorize this, so that I will tell you, like MTOT. MTOTHRC means M for monoclinic, T for triclinic, O for orthorhombic, tetragonal, hexagonal, rhombohedral, and cubic. So this is how you have to, just like Vibgya from violet to red. So here you have to mention like this MTOTHRC, monoclinic, triclinic. So first two, this is clinic, meant for clinic. So then orthogonal, gonal, second two orthogonal, tetragonal, and the fifth one is hexagonal. So that also the ends as gonal, and rhombohedral, and the last one is cubic. So this is how you have to memorize this. So what are the 7 crystal systems? You have to memorize. So here, these 7 crystal systems are mentioned in 14 different ways. Okay, so the 14 ways of arranging these 7 crystal systems. So that is said to be Bravais lattices. So it is the name of a scientist, Bravais. So there are 14 possible ways to arrange this 7 crystal system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so here let us see one by one. So these things you just have to by heart it. In your notes, I will give you in a different way. So here, cubic, for the cubic, you know, the cubic structure, this A is equal to B is equal to C. So all the 3 axial length are same, A, B and C are same, and the angle, you know, alpha, beta, gamma 90 degree. So this picture can see in the cubic. So here all the 3 sides are same and the angle are 90 degree, so that you know. And tetragonal, A is equal to B but not equal to C. Okay, so tetragonal here, A and B are equal, that is along X and Y it is equal, but not along the Z direction. So here everything appears to be the same, but it will be there will be some difference along the Z direction. And other things are same for angle alpha, beta and gamma, that is equal to 90 degree. So only one side is different. So there may be a question: if a cubic crystal structure only one side is elongated, so what is the structure you will get? So that is the tetragonal one, because if you elongate only one side, the length of that particular side will vary. So A is equal to B but not equal to C. So you will get a tetragonal structure. And orthorhombic structure, all the 3 are not equal, but the angles are equal. Okay. And rhombohedral, all the 3 sides are equal, but here you see all the angles are equal but not equal to 90 degrees. So that is the difference in the rhombohedral structure. And the hexagonal, you have the similar kind of value in say in the tetragonal structure. A is equal to B but not equal to C. Here alpha and beta are equal to 90 degree, and the gamma it is equal to 120 degree. So the hexagonal crystal structure will be like this. You can just see the diagram. Okay, so the atoms are present here like this. So at the bottom you have the crystal like this, right? Okay, so this is the Bravais lattice possessed by these particular materials. Okay, so I will explain only for this cubic structure. Then you will get a clear picture what is in this Bravais lattice. Okay, so this is about this axial length and the angle of this different crystal structure. Now you can look at this monoclinic. So for monoclinic and triclinic, so here also all the three axial length values are different. So A is not equal to B, not equal to C, and here for monoclinic it is alpha is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degree, but it is not equal to beta. So beta is not equal to 90 degree, maybe have some other value. And here alpha, beta and gamma, all these values are not equal, and it is also not equal to 90 degree. So it has a different value, right? So this is about the axial length and the angle of this 7 crystal system. So we may have a question from this table. So you have to study this. Just by heart this by the mnemonics I have given MPOT, HRC. Right. Now let me say what is this Bravais lattice. See, this is cubic.
The Bravais lattice. So each crystal structure possesses a different lattice structure. I'll tell you what are the different crystal lattice structure. One is simple and body centered, face centered, then base centered or edge centered, you can say. Okay, so these are the things. So with the cube, we can explain simple cubic structure. So you know, you can you imagine this cubical crystal structure? Crystal structure, if it consists of the atoms, is a cube consists of 8 corners. So 8 corners consist of one atom. So then it is said to be simple cubic structure. If it has one more atom at the center, along with this corner atom, one more atom at the center, so that is said to be body-centered cubic structure. And face-centered cubic structure means one atom in each faces. So you know this what to say? Cube consists of 6 faces. So in each faces you have one atom. So in addition to the corner atom, you have 6 more atoms at the faces. So this is called as face-centered atom. Base-centered means the atoms present only in the bases of the that particular crystal structure. So that is base-centered. Not all the 7 crystal system possess all these crystal lattice structure like this simple cube, simple body-centered, face-centered, and base-centered. Okay, only some crystal structure possess all these 4. Others possess some 2 or 1, likewise. So altogether you will get a 14 different forms of arranging this 7 crystal system. So finally you will get the Bravais lattices. Okay, so that's all about today's lecture. If you have any doubt, you can ask.